is called the blue cheese process. Not everyone is going to like you, but some people will love you. And I just had to insert the arrows. But it starts at the top with sharing, which is finding something about yourself that you normally wouldn't show. So it can be really massive or it can be small. And the first one for me was the hula hooping. I wanted to break this world record and I had to share it. It was kind of forced because the record I wanted to break was the longest time hula hooping. And I wanted to hula hoop for 100 hours, which is 4 days. So I had to tell my housemates what I was up to. I had to tell my work. I needed days off work. I had to tell my friends that I was going to be busy on some weekends. I could only go drinking on Thursdays because my rest day was on Friday. And I had all these parameters so they would know what was going on. And I had to just share that. And part of me was like recoiling, like, they're going to make fun of me. They're all going to, be mean to me or ask me what's wrong with me. But the majority of the time, people are either indifferent or exceptionally curious. And I think once I got the hang of that, I got to move on to the next step, which is accept that some people are going to reject you. And rather than try and convince them and say, no, it is this, or it is this, or you should see it this way, like, let it go. You should thank them because they are, one, telling you that it's not that they're not the audience. So you can focus your energy on someone else. And two, that when someone basically ridicules you or makes fun of you when you share something about yourself, they're actually sharing their fears. And so an ex-boyfriend, note ex, used to make fun of the way I dressed because as a woman, we feel pressured to be sexy or attractive for the opposite sex or for attention. And I like to dress comfortably. And it just showed me that he was really insecure with how he was portrayed in the world and wanted me to dress up or wear makeup and do all of this stuff. And that's just not me. So I wish I had dumped him sooner, but better late than never. And then the last bit is embrace, which is when you start to share, once you get rid of the people that have rejected you, some people will crop up because people are waiting for a reason to connect, but they want the other person to make the first move. So when people start responding, respond back with even more love. So for me, one of the things I love is spreadsheets. And so I told one of my friends that I want to find the best Luxor in Perth. And so I want to put it into a spreadsheet so we can track it all. And so it's color coded. There are pictures. There's there's a 20-point system. There's the value, the noodles, the broth, and the proteins because you can, if not, you're a vegetarian. And then we ended up just sending like photos of each other, like whenever we go get Luxor, anything on Uber Eats. And then in October, we went to Darwin for the annual Luxor festival. And we just ate Luxor for like a whole week straight and then hung around in a swimming pool. And I think there was just always an excuse for us to now that I've moved to Melbourne, send her photos when I go to Luxor King or Luxor House. And it's a connection that we'll always have. And I have that with lots of little things with different people. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, whenever you see a meme or something, you can connect with them again. And then it goes in a circle because you just keep repeating it because you start small and then you start with bigger and bigger things, maybe riskier things or with different audiences, like home is different to work, to social situations. And as you get good at it, you start trusting the process and that rejection doesn't really bother you anymore. You just sort of get used to that. And that's how I think people can, become their true selves and not fear that rejection.
I love it, Jenny. I love the blue cheese process, and the positioning line is great. It instantly connected, made me smile. I love the color goes along with the blue cheese and the circular, which kind of ties back into your hula hooping as well, being in that circular process. My only, I guess, opportunity would be with your embrace story or with your stories, see if you can shorten them and potentially create a more kind of hero journey story where there's a bad and a good to that story, and with a bit more clarity. But it's great. I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else have anything that they would like to provide as feedback for Jenny? Other than, yep, great. Give her a ranking in there. Great. Doing a great job there, Jenny.